What's going on, guys? Today it is all about the M3 Max MacBook Pro. Now, I am so stoked to get my hands on this thing and talk all about why I decided to upgrade to this. And as you guys can tell, I have a MacBook set up in the back right over here. That is the M1 Max MacBook Pro, and that has been my main workhorse over the past 2 years. And I've truly put that thing to the test and pushed it to its limits. So we're gonna be talking a little bit more about why I upgraded to this new M3 Max MacBook Pro. But first, we gotta unbox this thing and check out that space black color. I am stoked. So be sure you guys drop this video a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well, because there's gonna be a ton of MacBook content coming very soon. All right, let's unbox this thing. All right, the best part right here. Save that here for a second. Before we dive into the goodness, let's check out those black stickers. Always nice little detail in there. Nice big power brick. Very nice. And then of course, we have that black braided MagSafe cord right there. This thing is sick. I really would have liked Apple to have matched the cord with the power brick, or match the power brick to the cord, I should say. A matte black power brick would be sick. That's the box itself. All right. Wow, there it is. Space black, and that is beautiful. Got the same ports, of course. I use that SD slot all day long. Space black color. It definitely is way better on fingerprints than the M2 MacBook Pro, which, what was that, like a space blue? Midnight blue, I believe was the color. That thing was a fingerprint magnet. This is like a different finish of metal, and it's supposed to be a lot more fingerprint proof, I suppose, but this, I can tell you right now, is already way better than that other color. If you guys are an Apple OG or an Apple fan like myself, you guys remember those black books? I think they were like from 2008. Those things were fire. You wanna say hi? Hang on, guys. Mo goes to say hey. Hey, what are you doing? This is my helper, my assistant tonight. Let's go ahead, open this thing up. All right, so we're gonna get this thing set up, but I gotta say, this color is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, Apple really outdid themselves with this. It looks so good. So good. Okay, so here are the specs that I went with for this MacBook. This is obviously the 16-inch in the space black colorway. And then as far as the specs go, I got the Apple M3 Max chip with the 16-core CPU, 40-core GPU, 16-core neural engine. That's a lot of power. And then I went with 2 terabytes of SSD storage. Although I was tempted to go higher than that. I've had 2 terabytes on my other computer for the past 2 years. And with my current workflow for content, I've never even filled that up. So I went ahead and saved a few dollars with the SSD because I decided to max this thing out with memory. I went with the maxed out 128 gigs of unified memory. That is insane. Also, what do you guys think of the new office here? So if you guys are just tuning into my channel for the first time, I recently just moved. Of course, my brand new MacBook actually got delivered on the day of my move. So we're about a week into it now, and my office is starting to get set up. I still need to move some things around. The audio still needs to be dialed in, but a week without recording any content, I wanted to sit down, hit record, and get something out. But you guys gotta let me know down in the comments below. What do you guys think of the new setup? I might move some things around on the walls a little bit, the lighting, etc., but it's getting there, and it feels pretty good to switch some things up, and I'm pretty stoked on how it looks. Now, I myself am on the go all the time, so having a powerful MacBook that I can just plug into an Apple Studio display when I'm here in my office is actually my preferred kind of use case. I tested out the 14-inch MacBook Pro a few years back, and although I really enjoyed the size of that, it's really nice and compact when you're traveling, and yes, it is smaller, but the problem with that is when you are working on content like myself, video editing, photo editing, etc., especially video editing, I like having that extra real estate. And if you're editing on just the MacBook screen itself, having that extra 2 inches actually does go a long way. So although 14 inches is a little bit more mobile, having the screen real estate of the 16-inch is way more important to me. So I'll sacrifice having a little bit bigger and heavier of a computer any day of the week. Now, I would consider myself a power user of my computer. I put this thing through a lot. Premiere Pro, Lightroom. I am editing highly compressed 4K files all the time. We're talking multiple layers, effects, motion motion graphics, etc. Also doing design work in Photoshop, also doing high megapixel photo editing over in Lightroom, and my multitasking ADHD brain likes to do a lot of those things at the same time. And so that's why I kind of decided to max out the memory on this computer. To be honest, I would probably be fine with the 64 gigs, which I previously had on my past MacBook, but I myself don't really mind having a padded ceiling when it comes to my specs because this is my main device for everything you guys are seeing. This is my business, this is my content, so I'd rather spend a little bit more money and not have to ever worry or think about it at all, and it's worth the investment to me. So I decided to max this thing out, and it's crazy that you can get 128 gigs of memory in a MacBook now. That's wild. So like I said previously, I had the M1 Max MacBook Pro. That is the 16-inch version with obviously the M1 Max chip, 64 gigs of memory, and then a 2 terabyte SSD. Now that computer changed the game for me as far as what the M1 Max chip allowed me to do. It allowed me to just sit down and get to work on a project and knock things out as quick as ever. Now I skipped the M2 chips because at the time the M1 Max chip was still doing everything that I needed. But over the last 6 months, I started getting into some projects that for the first time had enough layers, had enough effects or motion effects, etc. involved. I saw that computer struggle for the first time really ever. So of course, kind of being in the Apple ecosystem, of course, doing this type of tech reviews on my channel, I told myself I was gonna upgrade to the M3s whenever they came out. And then of course, Apple had their amazing nighttime event, dropped the M3 Max MacBook Pros, of course, in the space black color, and it was calling my name. So I decided to trade in that M1 Max MacBook Pro. I need to actually transfer everything over to this computer, send it back, and then get to work with this one right here. So guys, you gotta let me know what you want to see me do with this M3 Max MacBook Pro. Of course, in the past, I've done some different day in the life videos showing how I actually use this thing as a content creator. But as always, I wanna hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on what you wanna see me kind of do with this new MacBook. Do you wanna see me review it? Do you wanna see a day in the life with it? So be sure you guys to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any future content on this MacBook Pro. And in the meantime, either check out my iPhone 15 Pro Max or my M2 MacBook Air day in the life videos. I think they're both bangers, and I think they'll tide you over until some content comes out on this. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.